Hey, how you guys doing today? Today's video is going to be not. I used to try to put like lighthearted content on here, and if it is something kind of not as lighthearted, I try to add like some kind of comical value to it or something like that. But today, I really can't find myself joking about this particular topic that everyone will be discussing. So, today we're gonna talk about a situation that happened where I wouldn't say SA, but I would say more so SH. You know how YouTube guidelines are, they're very, you have to be very, you have to watch what you say on here. Like, you can say what you want to say, but you have to go about it in a certain manner. And I also do not want to trigger, SH or SA victims as well. So, if you're wondering why I'm kind of saying stuff, but saying things, I'm saying stuff, but I'm not really saying it, that's why. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about, pretty much want to talk about how, like I said, I had a situation where I was working in retail. No, it's not retail. I'm working in the food industry. The situation happened, I'm working in the food industry where a customer really say something really traumatic towards me. They said something towards me that I still have trauma from. So I'm just going to talk to you guys about that. I need to just get off my chest. Maybe it'll encourage people to come forth with their stories, because it's sad to say, but SH and SA and in the food industry and the retail industry, this customer service industry in general is the word I'm looking for is prevalent. So about a year or so, I was working at a particular establishment that had a deli, and this is one customer. You know, when you work in the food industry, you have like regulars, and then people like regularly come in, they usually get the same stuff, or they may eat the same stuff every time. They're just like regular. They always come in there, so you just know their faces. You get to know each other. You talk. You kind of build a relationship with your customers, which is pretty cool. You know, I love people person. I love being relationships with people. I love talking to people and bubbly, yada yada yada, which is one reason why I love working in customer service or whatever. And I'm a Christian, and I know the world, like, people say this thing called intuition, but I believe in something called the Holy Spirit, which is, God's spirit. And with that comes like discernment. He gets you discernment about certain people, places, and things. So this is one particular customer that, it was a guy, older guy, about late 40s, early 50s. Something about him just rubbed me the wrong way. Like, he wouldn't even do anything, but his spirit, my spirit does not sit well with him. If your spirit does not sit well with somebody, it's, take it as God warning you. Like, it's a warning. It's God warning you that it's something about this person. It's God being like, okay, like, this person, it's something about this person, just be cautious or whatever. So, one day this person came in, and when this person would come in, but even before the situation happened, he would come in and he would just kind of try to hop into my personal business, per se. He knew where I was from, because I think he asked one day. I mean, I don't mind telling people where I'm from, because the city that I worked in, I didn't live in. And it's kind of like, they're both small towns, so I didn't really mind telling people where I was from or whatever, unless they were kind of weird. And he was kind of weird, but I had my discernment. I had like doubts about talking to him about certain things, but I didn't have the proof, what I'm saying? Or I just didn't know I just didn't know how to go about it in a way where it was like, okay, I'm not telling you that without being mean, if that makes any kind of sense. Like, I didn't know how to, I think what I'm trying to say is that I don't mind telling people who I'm kin to or who I'm kin to and where I'm from and all that, but this guy just didn't feel comfortable doing so. And I just didn't know how to take up for myself. I didn't know what to say without being rude about it. Because, you just can't just be like, well, I'm not telling you that. I mean, you can be like that, but I don't know. So, like I said, when I said this person was kind of like, it's my personal business, I wasn't talking about like that. But even though I did feel uncomfortable telling him that, because he just kind of like, he just gave me weirdo vibes. Anywho, so he one time, I think I was waiting on him. He must have come in something like, your girlfriend or your boyfriend, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be doing something with your girlfriend or your boyfriend. And when he said doing something, he didn't mean like in a sexual manner. I think he just was trying to, I don't know, but he was just like, I'm pretty sure your boyfriend, your girlfriend, you're spending the time weekend with your boyfriend or girlfriend, something like that, he said. And for those of you who don't know, I'm straight. I've never talked to this guy about like my love life or anything like that, because I am, like I said, I am straight. So I don't know where he got that whole oh, your boyfriend or girlfriend, but I feel like he was trying to pry. I don't know if you would call it prying. He was definitely prying, but it was just like a creepy pry. I can't explain it, but it was weird, child. So on this particular day, particular night, it was a night that this the SH thing happened. I was working with two other ladies. There was a lady there doing cakes, one in the back cooking, and I was in the back. I was in the back. I was in the front because I was the cashier, whatever, for that night. And mainly they had like a cashier in the front and the cook in the back. It's mainly two people working, which is kind of crazy because it would be, you have to do that and do other stuff. But anywho, you have to wait on customers, and then they want you to wait on customers, then clean, and it was just a lot sometimes. But anywho, back to the story. So he comes in, and we're me and the other two ladies were kind of busy. Like, one is doing cake orders. I think she's doing the cooking, and I'm on the phone with another customer. We would do calling orders as well. So he had to wait or whatever. And somebody got the phone. Of course, I gonna wait on him because that's my job. And sorry for the hold up. Blase. He goes to say, I feel like I think he wanted to complain about how long he had to wait. He was like, I feel like I've been R-worded. You know what? If you know what. You know what I'm saying? Like R-word. Like, it's like I feel like it's like the highest form of it's like the highest form of SA. And I feel like there are no degrees to like when it comes to SA, there is no, this is worse than that, that's worse than this. But it's like the highest form. It's like I'm not gonna say the words, so I'm trying to, like when I say I'm gonna tell you what happened without really telling you what happened, like what he said, I have to walk, like, kind of talk around it, the word. It was like that. So I don't believe there's any like SA that's higher than the other. Because SA and SH it's never okay. Like, no matter if it's like a compliment, if somebody touching you, like if somebody going to that extreme to the R word, it's still inappropriate and it's still disgusting. It's still not okay. None of it is. But like I said, he goes on to say, I feel like I've been R-worded. Have you ever been R-worded? I go on to say, bro, are you for real? And I didn't say that, but I was just shocked. I'm trying to remember. I think it was like a year ago. Because, since then I left that job. I think it happened like last spring of 2021, I believe. And he was like, I feel like I've been R-worded. Have you ever been R-worded before? So I'm like, okay, I'm in shock, but I'm still like waiting on him, like trying to get stuff so I can have him just check him out. I got to try to get him on my face. I'm like, okay, this is weird. I was in shock. Then he continues to say, okay, and if you have, he continues to go on with it, he was like, and if you have, ain't no shame to it, let me know who it is so I can be his A. And I was like, it was a guy behind him, it was a guy behind him. That's the reason why I'm saying this. So I was like, oh no, I am not waiting on you. So he goes all the way, it's a grocery store at a deli. It was a deli in the grocery store. He went all the way around. So immediately, the guy behind me was like, I don't blame you for not waiting on him. Like, no, I don't blame you at all. So I hurried up. I found my manager. I knew what the night manager was on. He was actually the assistant manager. They was working as the night manager. I directly go to him. I'm like, hey, Mr. Edward. I'm going to call him Edward. Mr. Edward, this customer is saying like really inappropriate things. And he was like, what did he say? And I was like, he asked me, have I ever been R-worded before? If y'all saw that man said, if y'all saw that man's facial expression, so he goes to find him, but by the time he went to the grocery side to check out, and he couldn't go talk to him then and there because he was getting a story from me about what happened. And the other two ladies weren't around when he said what he said, but the customer behind him was. So he was like, it was a lot. So I told my coworkers of what was going on, and they were like, wow. And one was like, I'm happy, you have someone with you at night, because that's crazy. They were like, I'm happy you had somebody to come pick you up at night. You're not by yourself, because I don't. For those people who don't know, like, I'm 25, I don't have my license because I struggle with driving anxiety. Like, I overthink it. I really wish I didn't have driving anxiety. I've gotten a lot better. Like, I literally just got on driving around, trying to perfect my driving abilities or whatever. So the guy leaves out or whatever, because he was saying, because he was wrong. Like, who asked somebody that? He left out. I think the next time I came in, I went to the store manager and I went to him what happened. He was shocked too, but he was like, if he says anything else, I'll kick him out then. I'll ban him then. And it's like, why not ban him now? Like, the place I work at now, the guy can't. Okay, I'm finna go off track. The place I work at now, the guy comes in. I wasn't around, but I saw him on camera. I'm like, okay, I'm not finna go out here. Like, I literally was finna go out, saw him. I saw him, he didn't see me. I go to the cameras to make sure it was who I thought it was. Okay, it is you. Okay, it is him. And so I talked to my management about it, my new management about it, and they were like, okay, if you have any issues out of him, just let us know. And the place that I work at now, like, if somebody does something like that, they'll call the police and encourage me to file a police report, because that's unacceptable. Like, that's really unacceptable. I don't know if you'll call it SH, because that's low key what I think it is. It was really creepy. It's really creepy. I still see that to this day. I still see that guy around. I literally go the other way, or just immediately just kind of have like low key have like a little bit of PTSD. Like, I automatically feel like uncomfortable. And it's like a flight thing when I see him. Like, like I feel like I'm in danger every time I see him. So back to telling my manager. So like I said, he was like, if he does anything else, just ban him. We're gonna I'll ban him. But sometimes it's kinda like, what? Like, ban him now. I should have filed a police report then. But there are people around me that were trying to make me feel as though it wasn't a big deal. Like, it was a big deal. Like, it was a big deal. And people around me really tried to make me feel as though it wasn't a big deal. And it was a big deal. But, I feel like something else. Yeah, he did apologize. He came to me and apologized. And literally, when he was coming towards me to apologize, I, ran towards my manager, and I got my pepper spray out. Because who says or does something like that? Like, that's so disgusting. He apologized, shook my hand. I still don't feel comfortable. The manager of the deli, I told her about it, and I told her, he apologized, but I still don't feel comfortable waiting on him. So if I saw him coming, I would literally go to the back and hide. Like, that's how bad it was. But yeah, and she understood that as to why I did not want to, wait on him, because, like, what? And, I gotta tell y'all, like, after it happened, the day after I didn't work, because I'm part-time, I was part-time or whatever. So I called her, I was trying to talk to her. And she was like, oh no, that's absolutely not. Like, talk to the store manager to get him banned. Because she was like, no. So there's another incident where there are two incidents I want to talk about. There are two more incidents I want to talk about. I'm talking about the time that a guy, I was off duty. No, I'm not a cop. I was off the clock, when I came in. Because this grocery store, like, people, they did cakes and stuff like that. So I had to come in and do a cake order for my grandma's birthday thing. Like, every year, my family get around to do stuff for my grandma's birthday. We get a cake, we eat, all that. I'm sorry if the camera is shaky. I'm so sorry. I'm holding it with my own, hands, because, I'm in the car. So, I come in, I had, some biker shorts. I know biker shorts are, really tight clothes. They're like leggings, but they're really comfortable. At this point, I was wearing, biker shorts a lot. Like, I had, a biker shorts with, and I mainly wore, oversized tees, because I feel like people try to sexualize a lot of stuff. And it's kind of like the point of the story. Like, somebody tried to sexualize me when I was wearing. So I go to, the guys in the grocery. I had to go, to get to the groceries. To get to the deli, you have to go to the groceries. Go past the grocery aisles, that's in the deli. So, I see a random customer, a random customer. They comes in there, he's a regular, but he's not really regular. Like, he comes in, but not like that. So, I go past him. Of course I speak, because it's kind of like this thing I do. And, as soon as I speak, he's like, he ain't never seen a girl in biker shorts before. A lady in biker shorts. Just disgusting. So I go to the deli, and I'm talking to one of my coworker that was doing my cakes at the time, and I'm filling out my cake order, and he goes over there trying to like make small talk, like kind of small talk where it's kind of like you only making small talk to me because I'm wearing like something that you find that you're only talking to me because you're sexualizing what I'm wearing. One of those kind of talks, those kind of talks where like, for instance, like if you're wearing like something not even provocative, but something like kind of like tight or something like that, like something that's like bodycon or something, and somebody's trying to like just talk to you because they feel like. And by the way, even if I was wearing something provocative, or if me or anybody else is wearing anything provocative, that still doesn't give right people to right to treat you like you're like like you're a piece of meat. That's how I felt. I feel like he was treating me like as though I was a piece of meat during that conversation. I just didn't like it. If that's the reason why he was trying to talk to me. So I don't know, about a week or so ago, a couple days later, I come back to work. I don't know. Whenever this guy came back in, when I was there and he was there, like the next time I saw him at work, and he was like, I think my coworker walked off. He came up to the deli acting like he needed something. He was talking, me and my coworker were talking. He comes up acting like he needs something. We asked him. I think he was asking about like what something was, a particular dish we had. So he told him what it was. He inquired about a certain thing we were serving that day, and we told him what it was. Most of my customers, because he was giving me like creepy vibes anyway. At that, he was giving me creepy vibes before then, but he definitely was giving me creepy vibes. I definitely got creepy vibes from him after that day. I wore those biker shorts, and he was trying to. Then he was acting like he ain't had no common sense. Like he ain't never seen nobody in biker shorts or leggings or anything like that. Anywho, so my coworker walks off, and I'm still standing there because I think I was on the rush or something like that. I'm just still standing there. Because I think it was one particular day we're like usually busy. So, of course I'm standing there, see if anybody can be excited or whatever. He comes back up there and whispers, I can't stop thinking about you in them shorts that day. Mind you, this dude is like late 30s, early 40s. That's how he looks. I don't know him personally, but that's how he looks. He looks like he's like late 30s, early 40s. And I think he was like late 30s to be honest. He says that, and I'm like, just naturally like, thank you. Like, what the heck? Because I didn't know what to say. Like, I just felt so, it caught me off guard. And this person did this 2 more times. I think 2 or 3 more times. And every time they would do it, every time this guy would do it, he would catch me off guard. Like, one time he came in, I was cleaning. I was up there by myself. Like I told y'all, it would be one person in the front, one in the back. I was cleaning, and I had my back turned. And he was like, he comes up behind me. I still can't stop thinking about you in them shorts that day. And I heard someone just sitting there looking like, oh my goodness, this guy's a creep. And I believe he did it one more time. And like I said, like when he did it, I was caught off guard. And I knew he was wrong because like the coworker, when I tell you he was talking to me and asking me the coworker about a dish, the coworker was a guy. And he's a very like tall, buff guy at that. So for you to say that when my coworker walks off, when my coworker walks off, lets me know that you know what you did was inappropriate. And it was a form of SH. So I finally tell my manager, the store manager, and I honestly did not feel comfortable telling him because I feel as though it wasn't as, I didn't feel protected. Like, like when I was saying about how the guy in the first story, how he was still allowed to come into the job and all that, even after doing all that stuff. I didn't feel protected at all in this work environment. And I honestly didn't feel like this person cared. So me telling him this kind of was like, just me, like, I have to be up the crunch to tell this person this. Now, my current job, if I'm having like an issue with somebody, like, they don't play about that. Like, they don't play about that like at all. Like, SH, they don't play about that at all. So I feel as though he didn't make us, he made it like it wasn't a big idea, but he was like, we're dealing with that, let him know the way he's saying is making you uncomfortable or it's inappropriate or it's making you feel uncomfortable. He was saying, what I'm trying to say, he was saying, like, to let the person know that what he's saying is making me uncomfortable. Now, I think I told him after like the first or second time I told him. Like I said, he would always do my back was turned. So I really didn't have enough time to react like that. But at the same time, it's like, oh, y'all understand what he's saying, but at the same time, it's like, no, like, he's a grown man. You know what SH is. You know what your comments are inappropriate. You know what inappropriate comments are. You're like 30%, like what, 40? You know your comments are inappropriate. Like, you need to be and the police should have been called. Because your comments are inappropriate. Like, not even the police being called, but management should have stepped in and said something. Because management was like majority male. They should step in and say something to him when I said something, because that's not okay. Like, you know what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. You know, you're coming towards my body weren't appropriate. Like, So yeah. Last story. This one is short. So I was working. I think one day I was coming in, and I arrived with a family member. So, for instance, they were working at like 7:30. I would come in at 7 instances. Like, if they're working at like 7, if they're working at 7, and I'm working at 7:30, I would ride with them. And during that time I would eat, because why I'm clocking early? Because they're putting me like clocking in there early. They might say something to them, maybe like a little too early. So I just go to a place to go eat. We had like a little dining area where we eat it. So I'm noticing, like, I had to go into the deli to get some. I got my, of course they served me. I think I would go back there and get my own stuff. Like, if they had to line something, I think I would either go back and get my own stuff, or sometimes I would just wait in line. But, if I was to go get my own stuff, they would have an issue with that. And sometimes I'll go get like hummus and stuff like that, like something I didn't have to get. I would get paper towel, wash my hands. Because, because I'm off the clock didn't mean that, doesn't mean that they didn't have an issue with me doing stuff like that off the clock. They just didn't. So, I know it's like one particular guy, sometimes like older people, they like joke with you and stuff like that. Like, they'll like men, women, they'll like joke with you and stuff, not being flirtatious really, but they'll just like crack jokes. Some of them may be flirting, but I kind of knew like how to set boundaries when it came to that. So people don't get the wrong idea. Because like when you're nice to people, sometimes they take it the wrong way. Especially older guys, I noticed, and like, in that kind of work environment. So, or that kind of industry. So, I had to go to the deli to get something one day, and I know it's like a particular guy just like kind of like flirt with me. So I'm like, I'm like, okay, I have to deal with this. I'm gonna go to the other side and go eat. I have to, there's like the line here, and there's like a wall or something, and that's the dining area. I went to the dining area. So I sit down and eat, and he finds me. I actually feel uncomfortable. He goes sit, and he started asking me questions like, where are you from? I'm like, I tell him where I'm from, but I'm like, mind you, I'm scared. I'm really nervous because, like, okay, this is not okay. There's like this tall, older white black guy, and his race doesn't matter, but I'm just saying. But he was like around like 60. I think he was, I want to say late 50s, early 60s. I want to say mid 60s, 60 something. And he was asking me all these questions like, are you single? And I'm looking like, what? And then I'm like, okay, this is making me uncomfortable. Then he was like, he was like, are you single? And he starts getting like really aggressive. He was like, I'm pretty sure you ain't gonna answer that, are you? I'm like, what the heck? And he asks, oh, do you live alone? I said, sir, I'm not answering that question. And he like literally like walks out. He literally walks out. And as he's walking out, he's throwing a fit. Like a 10-year-old entitled child. Like, he feel entitled to know my personal business. Like, to know if I lived alone. That's creepy. Like, what? And I think that I heard management say something about like a guy they had to kind of like talk to, because he asked another customer, and I was a customer then. He asked a customer, at one point he asked the customer if she lived alone. So I'm thinking it's the same guy, because what guy, who in that right mind goes from asking somebody that? Like, that, it's giving Netflix documentary. That might should be funny, but that's not like really. It's really that's a really creepy question to ask. I didn't like I said, I didn't feel comfortable going to my manager, because I feel as though it was always something with me. I didn't want them to think that it was always something with me, even though people. I'm pretty sure I wasn't the only one that was dealing with that. But it's like to the point where you just didn't feel comfortable coming out like at that job. You didn't feel comfortable going to management about stuff like that, even though it's majority male. Like I said, you just did not feel comfortable going there about like custom like you uncomfortable. I just didn't feel comfortable, and I know I didn't feel comfortable. I know other people didn't as well. So I'm not the only person that dealt with this on like numerous occasions. People working there people have probably dealt with it more or maybe less. I mean, it still doesn't make it right. So I didn't I didn't say anything while he was there, but I did tell my manager. And she didn't play about that either. Like, my store manager, she didn't play about that. She was like, oh, no. Like, if somebody makes you uncomfortable, say something. And if somebody's asking you if they are making you uncomfortable, like I said, say something. But if they feel entitled to information, you will not have to give them any personal information. Like, you're not entitled to answer questions. If somebody makes you uncomfortable, you are not entitled to answer any questions they have. I thought that was my mom. Sorry. So yeah, she was like, no, like like trust. She said she was like, trust your good. Like if something's off about somebody, trust it. If you feel as though something's off about somebody, if you feel as though something's off about somebody, trust it. But that's the end. That's like the end. That's the end of like this video. I'm gonna do a trigger warning because people are creepy. People are crazy. Not people are crazy, but you know what I'm saying, like the whole workplace and just how common, just how people, I don't know. People are weird. I ain't gonna do like I said, I ain't gonna do a disclaimer because I do not want to trigger any SH or SA victims. But like, if you like in this video is not only for my healing, but also for other people's as well, because if, I know when I was dealing with that in my work, when I started dealing with that, I was dealing with the PTSD that came from that, like the SH that happened. I was looking up other stories, like when I wasn't feeling like triggered or I wasn't feeling kind of, if like looking at stuff like that, when it didn't make me upset, I would like watch videos and stuff like that about it to know that I wasn't alone. And you know, I wasn't alone. I would look at other people's like story times about it, and I'd be like, okay, so this, I'm not the only one. So I just want to let you guys know, like, if you're going through this, you're not the only one. And if you can, please seek like law enforcement. Talk to your managers. Do whatever you have to do, because you do not, like, because you work in customer service, that does not mean you deserve to be treated any kind of way, or like treated as though like a piece of meat or something. You know, like people think they can do anything to you, they can treat you any kind of way. No. And you have to find a police report, because no, that's not okay at all. So yeah. And my worst, like with the first story, my biggest regret is not filing a police report against that guy, because that's like 10, like out of creepy, that's 10 on the creepy scale. Like, who does it? Who says it? Who asks somebody that? So like I said, I hope this video, what am I saying? I hope this video really helps somebody, and we're gonna heal in Jesus' name. Like, Jesus, God gonna heal us. Like, Jesus is gonna heal us. Period. Because what? But still hold people accountable for their actions. Like, I trust more that God we're gonna heal me from this trauma and this PTSD that I have from these situations, and this, yeah. Oh, and also, a part of you may feel bad for not speaking up for yourself, but when you're stuck in majority of the time, when you're stuck in a situation like that, you are kind of like shocked, because it's not normal. It's not normal. It happens a lot, but it's not normal. It's never normal. So if you're beating yourself up like me, like, you know, if you're beating yourself up for not saying anything or not doing more, just know that just give yourself grace. Just give yourself grace.